What's up, twerps? This is Vicky the babysitter from the Fairly Odd Parents, and you're listening to Rock On Radio with Danny Coleman. Now go to bed, you twerps!
Okay over there?
I'm gonna get you, Timmy Turner.
No. I love that woman. She is incredible. Gray Delisle, the voice of Vicky, the babysitter.
And
from
others.
Nickelodeon's Fairly Odd Parents. Daphne on Scooby-Doo. Martin on The Simpsons. Reptar and Baby Reptar.
We should have got her to do all those.
Yeah, right?
She does like, what, 1,500 different
commercial
characters?
She has done over 1,500 different cartoon and television characters, yes.
Not all of them, just the popular ones.
Yes.
She was on Star Wars, like some of the Star Wars ones
She
early
was
on.
the voice of Azula on the Avatar, The Last Airbender. You know that one?
I do.
Oh, nice.
I
Okay.
just got the full thing, like the full 3 seasons for Christmas, so I've been enjoying it. And
Well,
then it
that's
popped on
Azula.
Netflix, like right after that.
That's Azula. Welcome to Rock On Radio, everybody. I am your host, Danny Coleman.
You sure?
Maybe. I have to check. Depends. Do I owe you money?
Yes.
Oh, no. That's Danny.
It's a short show.
That's Danny Coleman.
Looks an awful lot like art.
Engineer Art is here.
Hello.
What's happening, Engineer Art?
Not much.
All right.
It's not snowing. Life is good.
Yeah, that's
That's
right.
true.
Amen.
That's true. Producer Claire is
Howdy.
here. Rock On Radio is sponsored by Jody Weber, CPA, Lady Eileen Sullivan, bridalmusic.org. If you want some classy music, you want to class up your affair a little bit, contact Michelle at bridalmusic.org, and she uses like really classy instruments.
That's why she has classy music. It helps.
Wedding
So not
cocktail
me.
hours.
Not what I can provide live on.
No, that's better. I'm surprised there's only a handful of classy people that listen to this program.
Hopefully they use her.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Analog Trenton. Our good buddy Bill Nobes has a totally analog recording studio in his home here in Jersey. He's in Chesterfield, actually. Yes. Not that far from the from Gelman Estates. Or Henwood Estates, or whatever estates you are now. Henwood, Gelman, Henwood.
You don't even need to go there.
All right, I won't go there. Let's see, what else are we? Oh, O'Connor's American Bar and Grill of East Hampton, Mount Holly, New Jersey. Anchor.fm, the purveyors of our podcast. Go there. You can find, look underneath anchor.fm/Rock On Podcast, and you can listen to us, our greatest hits collection, either on Anchor, Spotify, or Google Podcast.
That's right.
Correct.
2 more.
And Luana, Bella Italian, or Bella Italia, pizza, eatery, and deli. 240 Main Street, Groveville.
Just going hungry.
That's it.
Don't come out that way, that's for sure.
Oh, you come out with a lot. A munge. So you can check that out there. Bella Italia, eatery, pizza, and delicatessen.
And you save the best for last.
Groveville, New Jersey. And, of course, the best for last. Dachshund Distilling. Woohoo! Of Neptune, our buddy Tim the distiller.
That's right.
He makes one heck of a rum.
Or 2 or 3 or 4.
Or Monmouth Mules or whatever it is he has. But Tim, you can check them out by going to Dachshund Distilling. And again, they are located in Neptune, New Jersey. Now, If you are crazy insane enough to want to find out more about us, you can do that by going where, Claire?
Go to our short link of dcror.com, which stands for Danny Coleman's rockonradio.com. It's a long link.
The long link. Yes. Which brings us to the question, does size matter?
I don't have an answer.
Wow. All right. So, Facebook.com/Danny Coleman's Rock on Radio 2. You can check out our radio show page there. Instagram and Twitter at Rock On Radio, all one word, all capital letters. Please follow me. See, what's that comedian does that skit?
I don't
Twitter is better than Facebook. Facebook, you have friends. Twitter, you have followers. People follow you.
know. This is true.
Yes, correct.
What do you have on Instagram?
Unless you're conservative, then you get cut off.
That's true. You have nobody. You're lonely.
So, all right. So this is only the beginning. Tonight we have Dave the Rave, as always, calling in. I hope he has not returned my messages to see if he is out and about. He might be in the cement truck again.
He might be.
He's been,
He's been cementing.
Yes, he is available, he says. So that's
Yay.
good. Dave the Rave will be calling in probably in about 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes. We have the Deuce Music Minute featuring a band called, I thought it said Weekend in Recovery, but it's Weekend Recovery.
Yeah, I had to look at that twice.
I was like, I've been there. And we have...
That's post-weekend recovery.
And we have this man.
Yes, we do.
He's here. He's like General George Washington. He forged the mighty ice-choked Delaware River
That's right.
to get to this point.
He did, right across the river.
Yep. Took
Yes.
a godforsaken tiny bridge there.
Yes.
Barely hold two cars
Oh,
on
no,
it.
which one?
The Washington Crossing.
Oh, the Titusville, Washington
Put your
Crossing
windows
Bridge.
in or your
Yeah,
mirrors
you have
in.
to fold your mirrors
You
in.
have to. No
Easy.
way around it.
He is currently located in Newtown, Pennsylvania. He is one of two. He is 50% the membership of Jetstream.
That's about accurate. Give or
He
take.
is Joe Molnar.
Hello. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here. Thank you, guys.
It's really great to be here. Now, see, Joe, he actually found us
He did.
through the website.
Nice.
Yes.
How
How
marvelous.
did you find us through the website?
I did. It was through a Facebook ad that popped up on my mom's phone, and she sent it straight to me.
Nice.
So I immediately went and checked it out. I've been submitting a lot of like local college radios and stuff. Just started looking at a lot more online radio stations, and a lot of great stuff's popped up, including right here is one of the first ones that I found.
Woohoo.
We don't pay for that, do we?
We get it for free.
Our website
Our
popping
mom.
up on
Yeah,
the...
look at that. Look how perfect. I didn't pay for it. Did you pay for it?
That's what I'm saying.
Facebook owes us one, I guess.
If you pay for it, it's coming out of my account. So I can...
Ooh. He's
Upgrade
paying
it.
for it.
It's like having another daughter. Dad, can I have your card?
That's right. Absolutely. What do you think a
what's
producer's
scary-
for?
What's scary is she's already got it.
Yeah, I know. She's got it all memorized.
Yep. That's my job.
Oh, well, that's cool. So it popped
Yay.
up on your mom's Facebook.
It did.
Excellent. Now, are you from Newtown, Pennsylvania originally, or?
Yeah, I was born in Trenton, New Jersey,
Ah.
and I lived in Hamilton for the first 3 years of my life. Can't recall much of that, I'll be honest. And then I moved to Newtown
Nice.
in 2001, and I stayed there, lived a couple years in Philadelphia for school, and then I came back, and I'm back now.
Oh, yeah, where'd you go to school?
I went to school in St. Joseph's in
St.
Philly.
Joe's.
I love
nice.
St. Joe's, City Line Avenue.
Yep.
Yeah, we looked at that. We looked at that school for my
So
daughter.
is your mom from Hamilton originally?
Yeah.
So I might know his mom. See?
Oh, we're gonna find out at the break. We're not finding out on air. Not putting the poor boy on the spot. So, tell us about your mom.
She's lovely.
I'm sure she is.
Shout out to my mom.
No
and
shout.
my
Go ahead,
dad,
give her a
too.
shout out. What's your mom and dad's names?
They're Laura and Joe.
Laura and Joe.
There you go.
See?
You might know them. I'm not even going there.
I'll have to
He's
check
a
in
Trent-
with my
he's a Trenton
girlfriend's
guy.
dad as well.
I
She's
grew up in
from the
Hamilton.
area.
I grew up in Hamilton as well. So, see?
I think she's a whole lot younger than you.
He's
I know her. Yeah.
he's only a couple years
that's
younger than
true,
my
your
daughter.
Oh, that's true.
You tell her
I thought
her
you were
age at the
ancient,
break.
though.
I'm not doing that to her on air.
No.
No, don't do that.
Nope.
No, but okay. So you relocated to Newtown.
Yes.
Okay. I have ex-in-laws that live in Richboro. So, and I've been known to inhabit the Temperance House from time to time.
Oh, yes.
But that's a whole, we're not going there either. So,
Describe inhabit. Define inhabit.
they found me squatting in the dumpster. No. Used to go there to listen to my
That was
buddy
the
Mark.
recycling bin.
Yeah.
A little bit of
Oh,
class.
okay.
The outhouse.
My buddy Mark used to play. He one of his fellow professors at Bucks County Community College used to host a jazz night there. So
Oh,
I would
cool.
pop in and see him. He would sit in with the band whenever he did. I would try to make it out and support him. So, okay, so you move over to Newtown, and give me a round number. What age did you start playing the guitar?
Ooh.
Well, when did you get interested in music?
Probably. I've been interested in music. There are tapes that my dad has, like cassette tapes of me singing like the Monkey or Do the Monkey by the Wiggles and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Love that.
Ever since like
I love
3 or 4 years old, there's footage out there. Didn't bring it with me.
Yep.
I can honestly say nobody has ever mentioned the Wiggles on this program before.
We're a banana splits crowd. No, we're
Yeah, it's true.
No,
I'm
I'm a Wiggles fan. All my kids listen to Wiggles. You know all of them. All the songs.
no, we're talking about what we grew up.
I know. Well, you're a lot older than me.
No
so-
deflecting.
Remember,
here.
Art, we're ancient.
No,
Yes.
we're no deflecting here. Oh, we're going to talk soupy sales. No,
Yes, children. Everybody
And
go
to-
in your mom's wallet. Send me $1.
true story.
Make your donation to City of Danny. Angels. Good Lord. Actually, if you want to be a sponsor of this program, you can do that. Just go to cityofangelsnj.org, make a donation, and notate somewhere that it's you heard about it on Rock On Radio, and I will make you a sponsor for 30 days
You will.
of this program. So
So we stopped at the Wiggles.
we stopped at the Wiggles.
The only place you can stop.
That's
Exactly.
it. Yes. So the Wiggles.
And so,
Tra-la-la-la-la.
yeah, for all through elementary school, I loved singing just in the school choir. It became optional after, I think, 4th grade. It was kind of mandatory up till then. Then I stuck with it, and I played with the jazz band there.
You did.
I did.
Very cool.
So it was a lot of fun just going through it. And then in middle school, I tried to do both choir and band. Didn't really work out. I kind of had to pick, and I chose choir. But I've
Good
stayed
choice.
with it ever since.
choice.
Yeah, it's been great. Definitely helped with the singing. Just ever since then, just always keeping myself in constant practice. Desperately needed nowadays. Now that we started this up.
Well, now, and speaking of which, this is called Jetstream.
It is.
Now it's you and you have a duo partner.
Yes. The vocals and drums vocals and guitars are provided by myself, and Saurav Sridhar does the drums and bass for us.
Fantastic. Now, how did you two come about forming Jetstream?
We first met in middle school. Mr. Groves' history class.
Good old Mr. Groves.
And we've been
I don't
in
know him.
close
You don't know him?
So go ahead.
Yeah, we've been in close contact ever since. Been good friends ever since middle school. He went to Syracuse University, and we had started kind of playing music beforehand. We had just gathered a couple friends. The Jetstream moniker, I guess, has been around since about like 2013 or so. But then it was just kind of messing around with some friends. Then in about 2015-16, it became a trio where we were a cover band in town. The most common place that we were at was Puck in Doylestown.
Oh, yes,
there.
Puck.
I think they're closed.
Yeah,
Isn't everything?
I think so. Laura Cheadle used to play at Puck all
Oh,
the
yeah.
time. Sean, oh my God, I'm drawing a blank on Sean's last name.
Good old Sean.
No. All right, go ahead. So I know quite a few people who used to perform at Puck.
So we had done that for a while, and then just took a break from it when we both went to college. We're both in the same year. And finally, when the pandemic hit, we were both just kind of at school with nothing to do, couldn't really do anything in about March, April's time. So we were just talking back and forth, and we said, let's start it up again. And we just tried writing some original music. And we came out with the EP that released in October, and we couldn't be happier with the results that came with it.
And what's the EP called?
The EP.
Very
simple.
imaginative. Short, to the point.
The last full band I recorded with in the recording studio, the name of the band was WC Soulshine. The name of the EP was WCEP.
Oh my God.
Short and to the point.
This is true.
Hopefully nice and easy to find, too, with a name that simple.
The EP. How many songs are on it?
We got 4 on it.
Okay. Now, did you record it at home or did you do it in
Yeah.
a studio? What did you do?
We had both recorded at home. Everything was written ever since March as well. We had just there wasn't anything that we had brought to it. We just wanted to experiment with like writing and recording and doing everything ourselves. So we both have home studios set up, and we had just kind of gone back and forth. Pretty much everything was online for it, to the point, we only had about like maybe 2 or 3 rehearsals in total together to kind of make that happen, just get on the same page with everything. So it was a lot of just online work, and then both of the producers that we used for it were from Italy that we knew and that we were friends with. And so, it was just kind of an experiment to see if we could do everything ourselves. And I'd like to say it worked.
Cool.
Now, is it in digital form only, or do you have hard copies?
It is digital form only at the moment.
Okay. And where do we find it?
You can find it on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube and YouTube Music, Amazon Music. Just set up a Bandcamp for it, and we are working on getting the website up and running before a release in April that we're doing.
Okay, so what's the easiest way to find you guys?
The easiest way to find us would be our Instagram page. That is a jetstream.official. That's kind of become our hub, and from there you can find everything else through our bio that has our link tree, everything like that. And then once the website's up and running, we'll have that link there as well.
Excellent. If you're just tuning in, I'm here with Joe Molnar of Jetstream. And you said the bass player / drummer, his name is Saurav.
Sridhar.
Why?
Sounds like Humphrey Bogart. Sweetheart.
Wow.
We're happy with the model that we set up for it, with everything kind of being online, because he had majored in aerospace engineering in college, so well above me up there, above the head. And he's been working. He was kind of gearing up to move around for his job, and right now he's in Georgia. Hopefully he'll join us on the call later tonight, but that's where he's located right now. So
Georgia? Whereabouts in Georgia?
Good question.
Excellent.
Maybe he doesn't even know.
Don't.
They may have led him to some. If he's like into aerospace engineering, they might have led him into some underground bunker, where he's plotting the world's destruction with aerospace engineering stuff.
I guess so. That's a definite possibility.
That's what Art and I do.
Oh,
My
is that
spare
what you do?
time?
We plot the Earth's
I thought this was
destruction.
your spare time.
That's the Wednesday through Monday job right
That's
there.
right.
You earth creatures make me so very angry.
Oh, you're back from Mars, I see.
Yes. We landed a machine on the Mars. On the Mars.
On the Mars. Is that what you call your home?
On the Mars bar.
Oh, tell me about that.
That's the skids. So, anyway. Yeah, it took like 4,000 years for that to get there or something, right?
4,000. You would know when it was launched.
Yes, I was there. Think it's easy, Joe? See what I got to deal with? The constant battering.
You seem to be handling yourself.
Are you? Do you have siblings, or are you solo?
Only child.
Nice. Yeah.
Indeed.
Don't tell your sister that. You said that.
It's funny.
Live vicariously through me for a little time.
Well, yes and no. See, it's great because you were the only child.
Mm-hmm.
All the attention was focused on you.
Yes. What's mine
However,
is mine.
that's the bad part. You see, because when I was a kid, if I did something like broke the lamp playing
You couldn't
basketball,
couldn't point to anybody. She did it.
exactly. I don't know, Mom. She must have done it. I could always blame.
I had 6 siblings.
Oh, see, and you got blamed for all of it, didn't you?
No.
See, now if you have 2 kids, I was telling one of the young ladies I know who are with their second child, I said, now you've automatically got 3. Because you get 1, you get 2, then you get your third child, whose name is not me. Who did that? Not me. Not me. Not me.
That card doesn't work as an only child.
As an
I've
only
tried,
child, that's
trust
what
me.
I'm saying.
I go, I don't know.
You're the only
So
one here.
Are either of your parents musically inclined? Or?
Yeah, my dad, he has been, ever since college, he went to Glassboro State.
Okay.
Now what's it, Rowan University?
Rowan,
It's
yeah.
Rowan University.
And he met up with a bunch of his friends there and started playing guitar, formed a band that was just local. They were called Rivertown, played in the late 80s, early 90s. And yeah, that's how he learned, is he got started with them. He started working as a sound man for a couple of the earlier iterations of the band under different names, and then eventually, once they formed the Rivertown group, he was in as the guitar player.
Nice.
I might know his dad too.
You know him? You know the band?
I don't know. Oh, the band that does ring a bell actually. Late 80s, early 90s.
Right up your alley.
Yeah. Rings a bell.
Ding, ding.
But again, we'll discuss this.
That's right. Quick,
Dork.
play some music.
Yes, let's play some music. All right, so your dad is musically inclined, as opposed to me, who is musically declined
This is true.
or reclined, because I'm laid back. Hey, no. Okay. So, at what age did you start playing guitar? Do you know? Do you remember?
I probably would have to say 2010 or 11, when I was about 12 or 13.
Okay.
I had been interested for a little while. It's probably, what was it? Guitar Hero 3 was probably the one that like really got me interested in, like, oh, there's things here that I kind of want to do. This is the kind of music that was like really connecting with me.
Which was?
A lot of Slash stuff on there. Just a lot of the kind of 80s hard rock that was on there. Yeah.
Van Halen.
Van Halen, Aerosmith, whole bunch of that style. And so, yeah, probably about 2010 or 11, I bought my first acoustic guitar for a President's Day sale when it was nice and cheap.
Very important.
And in 2011, I got started with a different band that I had auditioned for. And yeah, I had started kind of learning and growing through them, doing a lot of just cover shows, and from there just kind of got interested in writing original music and trying to make my own sound.
And obviously you've succeeded.
That's right.
Nice. Well, why don't we do one of these own sounds? Would you like us to play one of the two you sent, or would you like to play something live?
Let's start. Let's do Guilty, I think, to start, and then I'll do the one live for the next time.
Okay. Art.
Sound good?
You got it? All right. Once again, if you're just tuning in, this is Rock On Radio. I am Danny Coleman. Engineer Art is here. Producer Claire is here. Our guest is Joe Molnar of the duo Jetstream. And this is a song off of their somewhat recently released EP, which is called The EP. And the name of it is?
Guilty.
There you go. We'll be back with more Joe Molnar.
Mother, you were so good to me. Did what you could for me. Turns out you hurt me. Mother, you were so bad to me. Kept all you had from me. Turns out you helped me. Sister, you were a part of me. Then from the start for me, until you left me. Brother, you were so cruel to me. Thought you could rule to me. Thought you control me. But then you couldn't talk against her. Then I tried to explain to you. But then you couldn't hear it through, so then I had to talk to you. But then you couldn't see it through, so then I had to do the work for you. But then you didn't think it through, so then I had to give it back to you. Doctor, thought you'd take care of me, but you just stared at me and said I'm healthy. Preacher, you spoke the truth to me. Said what was soothing me until I asked you. Teacher, you pushed your word on me. You never heard from me, and that was your fault. Lawyer, tried to defend for me, tried to pretend for me, but I am guilty. But then you couldn't talk to me, so then I tried to explain to you. But then you couldn't hear it, so then I had to talk to you. But then you couldn't see it, so then I had to do the work for you. But then you didn't think it through, and then I had to give you your due. Now I am gone away. I've nothing left to say. I'll hold on to my peace until my sweet release. I've done what I need to. Now I must serve my due. Though I may look guilty, this ain't the last you'll see of me.
Fade.
Fade away.
It faded away.
Ooh, I like it.
Like my hair.
Are you
kinda-
sure it faded?
Wow.
Looks like it just like jumped
Fell.
ship.
Jumped-
This is how we're starting off this segment. Oh boy.
Welcome to Rock On Radio.
All
Feeling
right, so
feisty.
other than the Wiggles, what did you grow up listening to?
It's musical.
The favorite band of the house is Genesis. That goes for the parents, and that goes for myself as well.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep. Growing up, I had a lot of fun listening to the 80s stuff onward. And then once I was kind of growing up, going into college, started like appreciating, understanding, hearing music a lot more. I started going back in their catalog from like Duke, which is 1980. It's like the perfect kind of midpoint. And then just started going backwards towards the Peter Gabriel era.
Towards Wind and Wuthering, Trick of the Tail. Then there were 3. Now, I only know this because I'm pretty sure that Genesis has a double album called 3 Sides Live. Squonk was recorded at the Spectrum in Philadelphia in whatever that was, 79 or 80, 82, maybe somewhere in that area. Anyway, I was at that show.
Nice.
So if you listen, you can hear me. I sound something like this.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Yes, you could tell it was me.
Yes.
Probably how you can hear me too on the the 2007 tour. That was my first concert. Was seeing that one.
Was it
there.
Genesis? Nice. Now, actually, a friend of this program who has called this program, how many times, Art? 2, 3, maybe? And somebody I've had the pleasure of speaking with on probably close to half a dozen occasions now is Steve Hackett.
Really?
And always a great guy. Always engaging, has lots of great stories, very poignant thoughts. He tours a lot. He
Does.
tours.
Caught him as well.
Did you see him at the Scottish Rite down
Yep,
south? Yes,
that's it.
Yeah, I figured as much. He likes that joint. He's even got some stories about some hauntings that occurred, unexplained phenomena at the
see.
Scottish Rite Auditorium. So so you have a progressive rock type of background, somewhat.
I do. Yeah.
Who else besides Genesis?
A lot of Yes, Gentle Giant.
Oh,
What else are we
wow,
thinking?
Gentle Giant. That's
Yeah.
an old one. Okay.
One of the songs I'm writing now is kind of trying to take in their sound, but that's a prog. That's you gotta try a little bit on that one.
Now, there are some really, classic progressive rock bands. One of the funniest interviews I ever had the pleasure of conducting was with Rick Wakeman. Hilarious, man. He is hilarious. And Trevor Rabin, but I've never caught John Anderson. I was from Me to Claire away from Squire and Steve Howe right before Chris Squire died.
Note that
But-
would be about 6 feet.
Yes,
Socially distant.
socially disturbed, social disturbance.
Well, that's true.
But let's see, who else in the progressive realm? Renaissance? You like Renaissance? Nice. Annie Haslam's a sweetheart.
Indeed.
Oh, my God, is she a sweetheart. Richie Shalanda, our buddy Richie Shalanda, who used to be the music director for this show, he toured with Renaissance for 5 years as their
really?
guitarist. Yeah, he was at that same show where I saw Squire. There was called Yestival. It was in Camden. Gosh, I'm trying to think of what other progressive rock bands may have. Now, have they all influenced your sound, or?
I think the most important thing that it's given to me is an appreciation of just the soundscape of the ear. A lot of what's his name? Alan Parsons as well is just really good at that.
okay.
And his mixing is just really making sure that there's no kind of dead space. It's not that everything kind of like it is nowadays is necessarily like in a specific place in the mix, but it kind of has room to dissipate and create a whole like landscape of just sound. And that's something I hopefully in Guilty there kind of came across as well with a lot of the mixing of like the guitars and synth and everything that came through there.
Well, what made you choose Italian folks to mix it up?
It was a couple people that we had kind of known by association, and we were able to contact them online.
Guilty by association. Go ahead.
Yes. And so we had found them and reached out to them, and we've been really happy with them. The main guy is Simone Pietroforte, that we've been working with of Divergent Studios, and he's just been incredible with our stuff, and he's so fast, so responsive. We don't think he sleeps. We think he's a cyborg. No matter what time of day it is, Saurav will reach out to him. 20 minutes, you got a response.
Wow.
Doesn't matter if it's like Eastern Standard,
Wow.
Pacific. It doesn't matter.
Some people, they just don't need to sleep.
Whether they
Not
want
me.
to or not.
I would not be me.
I have not slept much at all this past week.
Why not?
No.
And then a
hard to
song.
say.
Dun, 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 dun. Didn't sleep at all last night.
Behind the wall of sleep.
No, I never heard that.
It's Winnow. It's Denizio. It's one of the Smithereens,
Gotcha.
actually. Never mind. So, all right. So you've got this producer. Had you ever heard his work before or worked with them before?
We had heard.
Because let's
some
take
of
it a chance.
before.
It's not like they only live around the corner where you can stop by the studio and say, "Hey, no, this is what I mean."
Absolutely. And it's pretty funny that a lot of the music that he does is metal and like very heavy, like hardcore death metal. A lot of that. That's not our sound. We're a pop rock group.
Now we just found out why he doesn't sleep. That would be the reason. I wouldn't sleep.
Because you're afraid he won't hear his alarm clock.
He's so used to it.
So we had gone through a lot of his stuff and just really made sure, along with a couple other producers that we were trying to reach out to, and just really making sure that across everything, he was good at kind of shaping the sound that we thought could be used in ours, not necessarily like the super heavy distorted guitars, like scratchy growling vocals, but more so like the kind of shaping of the drums and the synths, and just really kind of making a kind of poppy sound that's like really punchy, but still has a lot of space to it.
Space. No, space is actually the key, because there are some artists, some of which I've actually performed with. When I listen to their CDs, I often think, what happened?
Right.
Because it's a little either overproduced and everything's kind of jammed together, or there's just enough in there that it alters the sound to the point where it's like, well, that's not what that song really sounds like. There are performers who actually sound better live than they do in the studio. It's usually the other way around because of the tricks and magic and all that fun stuff. But so if you can find yourself a producer or a mixing engineer that can give you the sound that you're looking for and create that space, yet that tightness, that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
It's a good thing. And it's funny how you mentioned heavy metal. The thing is with producers, I don't think it really matters the kind of music, because you would think, well, I'm not going to go to him. He's a heavy metal producer. I'm doing folk. But if there's a sound that they achieve, then that's what you're ultimately looking for. You're not looking to base them on their prior work. You're looking to base them on their catalog of work.
Absolutely.
So that's always a good way to gauge it, I think. Anyway, I've never had to deal with, I'm a musician myself, so I never had to deal with that sort of thing, because I'm just a drummer. So I always went in the studio with guys who had written their music, and they were the ones that had to deal with the engineer and the producer, and they would ask my input, but ultimately I really had no control over it. So That's good. Now, how involved were you and, oh my gosh, I know I'm going to screw up this guy's name.
Saurav.
So yes, thank you very much. From now on, I'll just kind of point to you and you can.
Sridhar. Sridhar.
You have to squint when you
I
say
do.
that.
I have to sound like Humphrey Bogart when I say it too.
Pork chops and apple chops.
Yes.
So,
Sridhar.
how involved were you with the process? Again, because it's not just around the corner. I know a lot of bands will like to go down to the studio and work with the engineer. I'm pretty sure you're not jumping a flight to Italy every time you have a question.
Yeah, everything was done completely online between us and him. But the process that Saurav and I were using was that we both had our home studios, so we would send tracks back and forth to each other, and then they would all go through me to make just a rough mix of what we were trying to achieve, and just grab all the files and all the stems for everything, and then send it over to him. So it was great that we were able to make just on our own kind of the sound that we wanted, and then kind of give him a reference song or two if we were like, we want the guitar to sound a little more like this or the drums to sound a little more like that. But yeah, it was great just kind of trying my own hand at doing a little bit of the light producing there, just to kind of really shape it around what we were seeing first before sending it to him, and then kind of going back and forth from there.
Okay. And did you have to run all that by your partner first, or did he just say, go ahead, Joe, I trust you?
Yeah, he was the one who had first really reached out to Simone, the producer. So he was on board with it from the start there. And then he was fine with just me kind of taking the reins there. Really, after he kind of shapes his bass and drums, kind of gives me the rhythm section of the song, then me really filling it in, giving me a lot of time to experiment with just a lot of different guitars and harmonies, things like that, until we were, again, able to fill up the space there in a way that we liked.
I can hear it now. Joe, I trust you. Don't screw it up, or I will build a missile silo in your backyard and destroy you with drone strikes.
And it's funny how it starts just kind of going back and forth like that sometimes. One of the songs that we'll hear later, Osaka, that's one of the recordings here, when he had first sent me that, it started with a bass line. I said, Saurav, I have no idea what I'm going to do with this song. I'll play around with it. And I sent him Owner of a Lonely Heart by Yes. I said, this is what I think I'm going to do with your song. I don't know yet, but we'll see. It sounds nothing like that. That was just the starting point for like one or two guitar parts. And then from there, just kind of went on my own crazy direction from there.
And that, speaking of Trevor Rabin, he was a guitarist in Yes when they put that out.
Yep.
I see.
Owner of a Cuisinart. Sorry. So, I mean, obviously he was receptive to it. Well, that's great that you can have that working relationship over distances. That's the beauty of today's technology, technological world, I guess, is that you can create an album. You don't even have to be in the same continent.
Absolutely. And that's what we're doing with the release that's coming in April for our single Over You that we're putting out. We never met at all for that one. That was just strictly online since he was down in Georgia the whole time. So it was gone from Pennsylvania to Georgia to Italy.
And back. Now, is that on this?
It's not.
It's not. Okay, so this is just a single.
Yes.
Okay, and it's not on the EP.
It's not. It'll be coming out
Okay.
April 16th. I got it right. Yeah, it's April 16th.
So
April
how many-
9th, Taylor Swift. We're not competing with her.
Good idea.
Take her head on. That's all. Go for
I
it.
thought you were going to say take her head off. I'm like, take her head off? What?
That too.
Wow.
Oh, you're very violent.
You have a violent streak.
No, I'm just hearing that. It just, I don't know. Take her head to head, maybe, but
It was my first thought.
how many munchkins can you fit in your mouth at the same time?
7.
7.
Wow.
quick off the draw there.
He's been counting. Are you kidding me?
Now he's crying. He's cracking himself up. He's crying.
I'm choking now.
That too. Oh gosh. Yes. You won't be the first guest to give Art the Heimlich. Just
That's why I'm here.
so. Okay, I forget where I was going with that.
It's okay.
All right. So, what made you? Well, how many songs have you written as the duo?
As the duo, we have 6 as of right now, and we're writing more. But everything that was on the EP had started from March onward. Guilty that we just heard, that was the first song that we did at all. And that had just kind of started, again, while I was at college, nothing to do except go to class and barely pass.
But you did. That's all that
I
matters.
did. I had to switch 2 to pass fail, but I got there.
He's too busy making music.
Yeah. Should have went to Berkeley instead. Then he could just failed out.
That's right. You don't have to graduate from Berkeley.
And
Just
he'd be
let you
rich
Say I
by
go.
went
now.
to Berkeley.
That's right.
He'd be rich by now.
Basically.
Oh, speaking of Berkeley, I wonder how our buddy Fern did with the Foes of Fern. I wonder which band. I guess
know.
we'll have to check and see.
I'm kind of wondering if that was a thing. Just to,
Just to draw interest.
yeah. Battle of your own band.
Maybe
I mean,
they
it's like
threw-
so brilliant. It's crazy.
Maybe they threw Fern out.
Maybe they did. Maybe he didn't make it in one of the bands.
Maybe it's just the foes now.
Foes minus Fern.
Oh gosh, sushi
The
with
foes
Fern.
of Fern.
Yes.
So they really are.
All right, so you have 6 songs. So what was the thought process behind the EP then? I mean, you could have waited for another 2 and put out a full length. I mean, what made you do it this way?
Yeah, a lot of it was we wanted to put out an EP first to have a good amount of back catalog before we started doing singles. And we figured with the online age, it's a lot more advantageous to do EP and single releases than full album releases. And our hope is that we'll do the EP, which is out, another single or 2, and then another EP, and then we can put that all together and just say that we have a full-length album, assuming it flows decently enough, and then just be able to have that as kind of a compilation of all of our kind of first effort of songs there.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, why don't we do another tune? I guess Dave the Rave must have fallen asleep again.
Yes, I was wondering about that.
I'm not sure where he's at, but let's do some more music.
All right.
You wanted to do one live? or-
Yeah, I'll do
okay.
one live coming
All
up.
right.
Next will be the final song that we wrote. Guilty was the first. This one was the last. It'll be Will You Be My Friend Tonight? Longest name by a mile on the album. Everything else is one word. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words.
Wow.
Won't you be my neighbor? Will you be my friend tonight? Okay.
All right.
Go ahead. Yes, sir. You grab the guitar and I'll babble endlessly till you're ready.
It's not a difficult thing for him to do.
No. They should have named me Brooke.
Babbling Brook.
Brooke Babbler.
Okay.
Now, I want it noted that he's playing a Takamine, which actually I was in an acoustic trio, and the 2 guitar players with me on percussion, and they both had Takamines, and they get it. Some of them guitars sound really nice.
Absolutely.
This appears to be one of them.
Yeah, this is one of the favorites of the household, kind of shared between my dad and I. He's saving up for a real nice Martin one day that he can get, but this is probably the best one that we have in the house as far as acoustic guitars right now.
It helps having a dad that plays.
What was it that Paul Unkert said about Martin guitars? Were they the ones that kept it real humid or real low? Which one? I can't
When they were constructed, they kept the humidity so low
Right.
when they made them that they were afraid that their They didn't raise the humidity so that he kept things more humid.
Yeah, we know a luthier, and he made 18 guitars for Eddie Van Halen. So right after Eddie died, we sat down and had a talk. It's a 3-part series which can be found on our YouTube page, right?
Yes.
Which is just Danny Coleman's Rock on Radio on
Yes, it
YouTube.
is.
So if you want to check
Yeah.
that out.
3 parts
pretty
with the
cool.
luthier.
Yeah, they're all about 15, 20 minutes long. Parts 1, part 2, part 3. It's a 3-part series.
Indeed.
Go ahead. So what are you going to do here? What's this called?
It'll be Will You Be My Friend Tonight?
Will You Be My Friend Tonight?
See how this
Joe
goes.
Molnar of Jetstream.
Be my friend tonight. Will we make some memories where we don't act right? I don't wanna fall in love or to get in a fight. Just tell me, will you be my friend tonight? Can we drink until the moon hangs low? And you sleep late for your job, and I beg you to go. And leave me to get sober off your leftover coke. Can we drink until the moon hangs low? Can we dance until we barely stand? And the staff tells us to cool it 'cause our moves are bad. We don't have a care 'cause we think that we're grand. Can we dance until we barely stand? So tell me, will you be my friend tonight? Will we make some memories where we don't act right? I don't wanna fall in love or to get in a fight. Tell me, will you be my friend tonight? Can we sing through the entire show and scream out all the words to the songs that we know? And go la 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 to the stuff that we don't. Can we sing through the entire show? So tell me, will you be my friend tonight? Will we make some memories where we don't act right? I don't wanna fall in love or to get in a fight. Just tell me, will you be my friend tonight? So tell me, will you be my friend tonight? Will we make some memories where we don't act right? I don't wanna fall in love or to get in a fight. Just tell me, will you be my friend tonight? Will you be my friend tonight? Will we make some memories where we don't act right? I don't wanna fall in love or to get in a fight. So tell me, will you be my friend tonight?
Nice.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Cool.
Very, very nice.
Nice.
Excellent. Excellent. Vocally, who did you, I mean, progressive rock vocalists, you kind of tend to forget they exist because there are so many that, the music seems to take more precedence over the vocals because a lot of times they write some lyrics that are like, whoa, But who did you, I don't want to say emulate because that's not the right word, but who did you admire vocally? Because you have a very nice voice.
Thank you. My top three has been, for most of my life, it's been, now I'm going to blank on the names now that I'm on the spot. Rob Thomas of Matchbox 20.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Bad Company. Who's the guy?
Paul Rogers.
Paul Rogers. Thank you. I knew I'd blank on one of them. It's Paul Rogers. And Miles Kennedy, who's a member of Alter Bridge, I guess, first, and then he started working with Slash, and I think that's a lot kind of better suited for his voice, that kind of sound.
Not Anthony the Blue Winkle.
Wow.
Or
Going
Greg,
back
the
to the
Yellow
Wiggles.
No, I'm sorry.
Speaking of
See,
which,
I know the names of the Wiggles. See, that shows you I don't know any band people. I know the Wiggles names.
I meant to tell Art.
Jeff, the Purple Wiggle.
Brace yourself for immediate disintegration.
You earth creatures.
I meant to tell you, Art. I got a press release yesterday.
From?
Dropkick Murphys are coming out with a new album.
We were just saying, so they're coming in?
Yeah.
I'll have to call them, get them in.
Yeah.
But this is see, one of my favorite bands that I was introduced to about 17 years ago now, 18 years ago now, was Flogging Molly. Okay, are you familiar with Flogging Molly?
I am.
All right.
It doesn't feel like they've been around as long as they have.
They've been
but
around
they
longer
have.
than that. We know that, right? They are the tightest live show I've ever seen. I mean, they are just incredible. And now this is the kind of marketing you need right here. You could see that, right, Joe?
Yep.
Right there, right? I just got this press release today, and now there's an event on Facebook. Okay?
Okay.
Bushmills presents Flogging Molly, a live stream from Ireland. Right? Dublin, Ireland, Flogging Molly. Just put it out today. There's already 1,000 people said they're going. 3.2 thousand are interested.
Nice.
I don't think the thing's been online for like an hour.
Yep.
And that's on St. Patrick's Day itself. So
Well, there you go.
yeah. God, we need a marketing team like that.
Bob Cook is one of them that said he liked it.
See?
Just found it.
BC. I'm trying to think if I've seen Flogging Molly with BC. I've seen it with my nephew Terry. I've seen him 8 times, so I've seen him with him like 6 of them, I think.
Well, you have to find out who their marketing team is and hire them.
Well, I've interviewed a couple of their members. They're just a great band. Have you ever gotten into the? Anybody ever gotten into the punk rock scene of any sort of? Not that Flogging Molly's punk, but they have that Irish. They have that Celtic punkish edge.
They have a million
you know?
followers too, so just let you know.
Yeah.
Aha.
That could be Dave the Rave.
That could be.
Could be.
Could be.
We don't know.
On the top of the hour.
Hello, welcome to Rock on Radio. Who is this?
This is Super Dave.
Oh, Dave the Rave! I thought you fell asleep, bud.
No, I didn't fall asleep. I just got tied up. But, I've got pretty strong fingers, so once I got the knots out, I was okay.
Woo!
Nice. Stupor Dave.
Stupor Dave?
Yeah, like Stupor Duck from Looney
Thanks a
Tunes.
lot.
We're talking about
Ducks in a row.
we're talking about Looney Tunes here
Yes.
tonight.
They are.
Well, why are you talking about Looney Tunes?
The Martian, because they landed on Mars.
We
Got
landed
tired of talking about Fairly Odd Parents and the Wiggles and Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Actually,
So go ahead, Dave. What's
was-
happening?
that was probably one of the best Bugs Bunny episodes ever, when he encounters Marvin the Martian. And, he asks him what he's doing. And what did he say? I want to blow up the planet Earth because it's blocking my view of Venus. Was that the line?
I believe that was it. Yes.
With
that
the
was- that's
P-36
classic,
space
classic.
modulator.
Where's the kaboom? There was supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
Well, you know, I'm gonna tell you something that I bet you don't even know yourself, Danny, or your listeners, but you heard it here first from me. Winter is over. Okay?
It's over, John.
Excited for that.
It's just over.
You got a groundhog?
Winter
I
is
thought you
over.
had ducks.
Cats.
Regardless of what you see outside, and regardless of what the weatherman says, you can't fool Mother Nature. And you know that I spend a good part of my day outside, and I've done that for years. For probably close to 30 years I've worked outside. And there's certain telltale signs that spring is right around the corner. And I witnessed one of them today.
Either
afraid to ask.
Either you saw crocuses poking up through the ground,
Not
or
yet. You're good, but you're a little early for that.
or a supermodel in a short skirt.
And a bikini.
No. I think is that what those are called, Dan? Crocuses?
Crocuses, yes. The
I
purple,
think the earliest I've
yellow.
ever seen them is late February, and I'll give you that. On one of those days where it gets up around 60, a few of them will pop up on the edge of the lawn.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I heard a specific bird. Of course, the name of the bird flew out of my head. Super Dave! But,
We got one in the
that's
studio.
got to be art. That's got to be art.
Wrong.
No, that's producer Claire. Art gives you things like this.
What are you doing?
That's how he's getting his kicks.
Jaws.
Jaws. We got jaws. We got birds. So anyway, what bird did you hear? The
Oh,
robin?
wait a minute.
I'm gonna have
Wait
to-
a minute. I just figured out what's going on with you guys. I just figured it out.
Spring fever?
See, ladies and gentlemen,
Been locked
Rock
up.
on Radio. Rock on
Just
Radio.
lost their minds.
It originates from the beautiful Garden State of New Jersey. And recreational marijuana has just been made legal in New Jersey.
You wish.
And I think that this is why these
This is
three
natural.
characters are talking about Looney Tunes cartoons and making bird noises.
This is natural. This is this is normal.
You should see us when we're high.
This is why I
I
drink.
resemble that remark.
I don't.
So, Dan, I'm working on a new project, and give you a little bit more information this week, if you'll allow me to. Set up a home studio with a green screen and cameras and lighting, and just waiting for a few small pieces of the puzzle, and then I'm going to have a big announcement.
Nice.
Whoa, where are you going to announce it? On Facebook, Twitter, or right here on Rock On Radio?
Yes.
Yes, exactly, Art. Yes, but why, Danny? Are you asking me for the scoop?
I'm saying you have that at your disposal. I'm here to help you. Or hinder you, depending on how you look at it.
No, I mean, really, at the end of the day, it's being consistent. It's showing energy, and it's not cursing. Can you get through one episode without having a foul mouth, young man?
I don't know. Can you?
I don't have that issue.
Can you?
Oh, gosh. Dave the Rave. House producer 8675309, Jenny.
Currently frustrated with, requests from the day job, but producer 8675309 is actually 110% on board with this new venture. So much so that the other day she said to me, out of all the things that you've dipped your toes in recently, I feel really, really, really good about this.
Well, there you go.
Nice.
So there's a good teaser for you.
Well, that would be fantastic. Well, you have
And what
to.
about you, Danny? Are you rocking on, man?
Well, we have our guest, Joe Molnar, in studio.
Hello.
Hey, Joe.
Joe is from the band Jetstream, a very talented young man here, Dave.
Very.
Of course, he wouldn't be there if he wasn't.
Well,
Thank you.
Right?
There you go.
well, I'm here.
This is true.
You're
Yeah, but you're the
talented.
host. You have the final say.
I'm not that talented, though.
You said the name of the band was the Jetliners?
Jetstream.
2 words.
Yes, big old jet airliners. That was the name of the band.
Big old jet airliner.
Okay.
No,
Jetstream.
Chemtrails. Chemtrails. That's the name of the band.
Poor Joe.
Dave the Rave.
So, Dave, was it an Eastern bluebird that you saw, or was it an American robin redbreast that you heard? I mean,
I think it was the second one. It's the early. It's one of a few early spring birds that show up, and it has a very distinctive
that gets the worm.
sounding
That's right.
whistle or call.
That's right.
You know, it's that bird that when you're walking out to get in your car to go to work in spring, and it's that first morning where you're like, oh wow, it's actually nice out, and you hear that bird singing. You know, usually in your neighbor's backyard or whatnot. That's the bird I heard today. And that means if it's back in the neighborhood, that it's warm enough
That's
for
right.
that thing to want to start setting up camp. The other one, of course, is the blue jet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're loud.
Yeah, that's when you look up and they in your eye.
No, they don't. Blue jays don't.
Well, no, that's not what I was saying at all, Dan.
They're loud.
I'm saying
sorry.
when
The
you
sound.
start
Sign of
seeing
spring
them,
right there.
when you start seeing them on, in the trees and the bushes around your house, you know winter's over, pal.
That's right.
Yes, let's hope so. Let's hope so, Dave the Rave. All right, big guy, I'm going to get back to Joe Molnar of Jetstream. And
I'm gonna actually go check him out. Can I look that up on YouTube?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
It'll be available there.
which is
I'm gonna
what's
do
the
that, man.
Thanks so
Jetstream
much.
dash topic.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
got that, and we have our own page.
I thought that
just
was
Jetstream.
it. Oh, just Jetstream. Okay.
Yeah, the topic page is what
It's where your music
CD
is.
Baby and DistroKid, all the distributors,
Gotcha.
kind of just make sure it's uploaded on YouTube there. But yeah, you can find it there.
Now,
There you
this
go.
is-
Jetstream, Dave the Rave.
Rock on, Danny. Rock on.
All right, rock on, Dave the Rave, here on Rock On Radio. Now, we have to get to the Deuce Music Minute, I think, don't we, Claire?
Yes, we do.
We do, right?
We are a
And we're
little
gonna do that, and then
past.
we're going to get back to, we've got, we're more than a little past. Then we have to,
Dave became the
we're going to get
Deuce
back
Music.
to Joe Molnar of Jetstream, and then you've got,
A friend
Back up.
in me.
that's right.
I wear my Pizza Planet shirt.
No, I think Art has a Pizza
Yo.
Planet shirt too. Yeah,
Mine's red with white letters.
that's right. I thought so.
White with red letters.
Yes, that would have been weird if you both wore it tonight.
I didn't. I wore my Jenny Barnes shirt tonight.
And the great unknown.
Jenny. I
Lots
love
of
Jenny
Jennies.
Barnes.
She's
Did you
great.
see that song that she did with Peter Viteska? It's still like,
Oh yeah,
Like,
that's
that
rocking
remake?
It.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
well, she got just one of them gutsy blues
She
voices.
does. Mm-hmm.
That's off the hook. All right, the Deuce Music Minute, where our buddy Rob Saunders in the UK sends us various bands every week and lets me pick one to feature here on the Deuce Music Minute. Actually, if you go to the Penguin Rocks, AsburyMusic.com, he has a 1 hour or 2 hour radio show that Gary puts up for him over there. So you can check out all the Deuce music artists, and they're not just from the UK where he is located, but
Right.
they're from literally all over the globe. This one is from second week in a row, I think, or second band in a row from Leeds. Leeds, England. Mother Leeds, the 13th child of Mother Leeds.
Sure. I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, right, Art?
Sure.
You're on your own, dude. That's it. I have no idea.
13th child of, I think it was Leeds, right? Wasn't that their last? The Jersey Devil.
Oh, the Jersey Devil.
Yeah.
I don't know the whole story.
Yeah, I try not to.
All I know is to stay out of the pines in the middle of the night.
I think that just because it's creepy as no matter what.
See, can't say, Joe, you come here, you learn a lesson. Stay out of the pines.
Because Mother Leeds 13th
You know
child
those
might be
roads that
around.
look like they're like access roads that lead to nowhere?
Oh, dude, I broke
They
down out
lead
there.
to nowhere.
It's
There we
scary.
go.
That's right, they lead.
Except buckshot in the rear end out there. All right. The Deuce Act of the Week is garage rock band Weekend Recovery. Art and I are laughing. Thought it said Weekend in Recovery. They are based in Leeds, England. Recently signed to the Deuce Act The Cuts criminal records label. Mm-hmm. I mean, The Cut was on here before. We featured them, another Deuce artist. Weekend Recovery has been creating quite a buzz on the UK music scene and beyond. They formed in 2017, and they've already been championed by a number of national radio stations. On the back of this exposure, the band was signed by a new independent label for the release of their new album. Midway through the release, though, the pandemic, which I want to talk to you about, Joe, when we come back. I want to talk to you about the pandemic a little bit, struck, causing the record deal and that very label to collapse. Boom. There they go. Instead of notifying the band of this devastating news, the label went silent, leaving Weekend Recovery with an album in production and a mountain of invoices to pay.
Ooh.
Gotta love the record industry, don't you? Deciding not to give up on their dream, the band launched a successful crowdfunding campaign and struck a new record deal with Criminal Records. Mm-hmm. The outcome is the release of their much-anticipated album, False Company. Not to be confused with Bad Company. False Company.
Paul Rogers.
Which is now... there you go.
Or Cold Weather Company.
Now I'm locked in.
There you go. It's now available through all the major distribution sites. Details about this harrowing experience, along with further information on Weekend Recovery, can be found on their website, weekendrecovery.cu.uk, or you can follow them on social media at facebook.com/weekendrecoverymusic, Instagram weekend_recovery, and Twitter, twitter.com/weekend rec music, REC.
Recovery.
Yes.
Rec.
Correct. Recorded. Anyway, we're going to play a new single from them. It's called Surprise.
Surprise!
That's right. And you ready, Art? I'm ready. All right, here it is. Weekend Recovery from Leeds, England on the Deuce Music Minute. And back with more Jetstream and Joe Molnar.
Hate me, but I can't hate you. Trust me, I've tried.
going to be an exciting year.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah.
We're not.
We're back. Woo!
Art, how much time do we have? Oh, like 30 seconds. Oh, okay. So
We have some talking, I think. Whoops.
we're not. I like Art's response. We're not. It's like, how many munchkins do you have left, Art? 7 or not. All right, everybody, welcome back to Rock On Radio. That was the Deuce Music Minute Weekend Recovery. Once again, you can find them at weekendrecovery.cu or co.uk. Online, Facebook, all that fun stuff, Weekend Recovery. So, all right, we are here with Joe Molnar of the duo Jetstream. Now, we're going to get to, we have a special guest on the phone.
We do.
In a second.
Guest.
Very secret.
Very secret
From
guest.
from a missile silo in
Yes,
Georgia.
in Georgia.
But you released an EP
We did.
during a pandemic.
Yes.
Fun.
Tough
All right.
times.
It is.
Tough time to release music.
It is. But the beautiful thing about the state of music is the pandemic gave it such a chance to kind of update and progress like all of the kind of back end stuff, a lot of the distribution, all of that. And the beauty of it is just being an independent artist, the both of us, we were able to do everything we needed to ourselves that in the past could only be done with a label, like sign up for a performing rights organization, sign up for distribution, all the copyrights, all the royalty collection, all of that was stuff that we were able to do ourselves and really make sure that, it was done proper and not just thrown out there as a, hey, let's see who listens kind of deal.
Right.
Well, now, what do you think? I mean, could you have not done that if there wasn't a pandemic? I mean, what?
Yeah, it could have been done. The good thing about the pandemic, for me personally, was it gave me a lot of time to do all that research. And I was fresh out of school where I could, still care about learning things. We're like, how many months out now? Like 7? I don't anymore.
That's a phase that passed.
Yeah.
Who learns about stuff anymore?
Yeah, it really gave us the chance to kind of hunker down and make sure that everything was kind of studied and just make sure that everything was properly protected, taken care of, and released.
So essentially, like all these rock stars that suddenly have time to talk to me because they're not touring.
Exactly.
You had time because everything's kind of grinded to a halt.
Indeed.
Yes, I think a lot of people have become reacquainted with their laptops and tablets and all that stuff.
And all that you can do with it. It's
Correct.
a lot.
Well, now on the phone, you have a very special guest calling in this evening.
Indeed, we do.
He is the other half of Jetstream.
Yes.
He is Saurav. What's happening, Saurav?
Sridhar. That's his last name.
Oh.
Sridhar. Did I say that right?
Yep.
See? I said it right.
There he is, Saurav. Well, Saurav, I'm used to it. I've been Saurav Lawrence before.
You have not.
All right, I've been threatened.
You wish.
I do.
We're getting warmer.
Wow. All right. So, Saurav, what's happening, man? You're like calling us from an undisclosed location in Georgia.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm actually here out for my job. And yeah, my job actually plays a big role into the start date played a big role into how Jetstream kind of got to grow a lot this year. But yeah, right now I'm in Georgia. I'm actually in a rotational program, so I'm going to be jumping states every 6 months.
Wow.
It's an interesting. That's an interesting way to live.
Indeed. He's praying for Florida next, isn't that right, Saurav?
Wow.
Florida
in summer?
It should be. That's one of the candidates right now. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Nice. So, Joe was telling us so far throughout the majority of the program about the band and its beginnings and how you guys got together. Why don't you take us through the songwriting process a little bit, since the two of you are obviously separated by 700 or 800 miles and multiple states. Tell us about the songwriting process.
I'm sure Joe's mentioned this already, but we, as you mentioned, we got to really focus on the back end of Jetstream, and part of that back end was kind of getting a workflow established. So with the help of my lovely girlfriend and her sister, we actually established a Notion page, which is basically kind of a place where we can put all our ideas together, and we write essentially lines of code that will compile all our data and make it easy to follow. So basically like a very fancy Google Drive. So that's kind of where we started doing it purely on Google Drive, but as we were doing it, we would put up lyrics on there, we would put up song samples, but it just got more and more cluttered, and soon it was just kind of this giant jungle of we don't know where certain things are, and some things weren't getting updated, and we weren't following when the other person was kind of working on something. So that's when we kind of got the idea to establish this workflow on Notion, and now we have pretty much every single detail of each release and each songwriting process down to like the smallest thing. So for example, if I had a draft of lyrics, I would throw it up on there, and I will say like needs a review by Joe, and then Joe would get an update on his end. He would open it up, make his revisions or comments, and then kind of have that back and forth. So that's kind of the back end of how we've been songwriting process. Of course, we still do a lot of communications over Snapchat, and just when an idea quickly pops in our head, we just snap each other, and Joe usually sends me videos of him like noodling around the guitar, or I send him something similar. But yeah, it's just really COVID allowed us to get kind of that back end established, so that we're not so much in like a jungle when we're writing our songs.
And the best thing about it is that it's sustainable. What we've set up is, we set it up to be during the pandemic, but it's COVID proof for us now, that even once things start opening up again, we can still work this way back and forth and not have our, productivity or creative drive just kind of hindered in any way.
Well, that's the once again, I think, the beauty of technology.
Absolutely.
And that allows you to do these things. So now, Saurav, you play the bass and the drums?
Yep, that's my primary instruments in Jetstream.
Okay, are there secondary ones?
I do play a bit of guitar, and I do sing as well, so potentially in upcoming projects there could be a bit more of that, but we shall see.
Now, how do you two gentlemen decide, and I don't care who takes this, how do you decide who's going to do the vocals?
For the first one, we kind of went back and forth. Everything... Well, I sang everything for the EP, just because we were kind of trying to figure out how to write songs for each other, and we went through a couple of rewrites of both of the songs, and that's something that we've now kind of set up. The next single that's coming out is still, I think, going to be just me, but from here on out, Saurav's got everything set up and kind of accessible for himself, so that you can start writing just for yourself rather than for me, and kind of really work into your strengths there.
Well, now, how are you going to blend that?
We've had experience together in like choir and stuff in high school ever since high school.
Ever since Tuesday.
Yeah. So we've had experience for a while singing with each other, and in one of the older kind of iterations, that 2015-16 era when we were a cover band, we had worked on kind of blending our sound vocally then as well. So we've had some of the practice. Now it's just kind of putting it into what we've been doing.
All right. So out of the two, bass and drums, is there a preference that you have there, Saurav, as to which one you would prefer to perform on?
It's funny. I'm pretty sure I've played bass much longer than I've played drums, but I would definitely say drums. You know, there's just something about just the energy that goes into it, and you know, I just love being able to groove to a song on it. So I'm definitely hardcore. I would consider myself a drummer, but bass is definitely a close second.
Okay, well, you can create your own groove on the bass if you play the drums, and vice versa.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One-man rhythm section there.
How long have you been? Was bass your first instrument?
No, it's actually guitar, but you know, I grew up listening to a lot of bands like The Who and John Entwistle. Like, you know, the whole Thunderfingers inspired me to try picking up a bass, and yeah, I just really like the feeling of the low end. You know, it's not just the sound; like you feel the vibration. Like that's just, you know, it was really fun for me. And though I started out in guitar, I did dive into a bass, and then in high school I played bass for jazz band, and I also played bass for a couple of our choir concerts. And you know, just adding that performance aspect to the bass also gave it a lot of depth for me. And the drums came in, I think early to mid high school. I was primarily self-taught. You know, drums also, as you can tell, a lot of my inspiration comes from The Who, like Keith Moon being another big inspiration of mine. Like, I just love watching his old concerts and him just flailing around the drums. So I thought the opportunity came up for me to pick up a pair of sticks and play the drums. So I gave it a shot, and from that moment on, I just loved it. I tried self-teaching myself a bunch of, you know, Green Day songs and just whatever's playing on the radio, and it just picked up from there. And by the time we got to the senior year of high school, that's when our big talent show happened, and kind of like the first big concert of Jetstream actually at the talent show with our old lead singer back then. But I had a mini drum solo kind of at the end of that Fall Out Boy song we did, and yeah, that rush I got from playing that was just incredible. So I think that's really what solidified the drums for me.
Did you just say rush?
Yeah, like the rush, the energy. Yeah. Okay,
that's what I thought.
Doesn't have the Neil Peart kit yet.
I was gonna say, I don't know if he was.
Yeah, Neil Peart too.
So the talent show, huh? Well, you were involved with this, I'm assuming. What song was it that you guys played?
It was "Centuries" by Fall Out Boy.
Oh my.
The interesting thing about Jetstream back then was that we had another lead singer. So both of us were the back end, but it was just him, Saurav on drums, and myself on guitar. So I had to do a lot of just working around trying to be kind of both a guitar and a bass tone there. And again, that kind of helped us figure out the kind of range of sound that we need between the two of us, you know, trying to cover up there, not having any kind of bass or keyboard that could give us that low-end punch to our songs.
So you're like the Black Keys now.
Ha! Yeah, we get compared to, the Black Keys, Royal Blood as far as two-people groups. I've heard Oasis a lot as what our sound is.
Really?
Yeah, Oasis came very frequently.
Sorry, if somebody said that we sound like Dream Theater, and I don't know what to tell them because we don't sound like Dream Theater unless you want to Mike Portnoy over there.
Oh, yes.
I mean, someone also said we sounded reggae, so I really don't know what to tell them.
Reggae? Now, what's your favorite kind of music, Saurav? I mean, I've noticed you've referenced The Who on multiple occasions here, but what's your favorite kind of music?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty open, honestly, with regards to the actual genre. Like I said, Who, huge classic rock fan and all that stuff. But I actually do listen to quite a fair bit of like modern pop and hip hop and things like that. And being in jazz band, I got exposed to like the jazz world a bit and stuff like that too. So I'd say honestly, I'm pretty open, just as long as it's got me vibing.
Vibing. Wow. Not to be confused with vaping. Vibe.
Part of the Jetstream sound there is just making sure that it's music that you can groove to.
Well, who came up with the idea for Jetstream with the name? What's
Why don't you ask Mr. Aerospace Engineering over there?
Yeah, I think so. The funny thing is, Jetstream was actually created like early to mid high school, then kind of died out of it, and then we got back into it with our lead singer at the time and me and Joe. But Jetstream actually started out with 4 people, me, Joe, and 2 old high school friends. And that iteration of Jetstream didn't really last that long, but I'd say the name came, primarily from me just being an aviation nerd. And, I think I was doing some type of project or research relating to aviation, and I stumbled across the word Jetstream, and I'm like, that would be really cool sounding for a band. So I'm just like, guys, like, why don't we try Jetstream? And everyone seemed to just like it. So that's how it was created. Not too fancy of a story, but yeah.
I have to tell you, Saurav, Joe has just been showing me an incriminating photo of early Jetstream.
Oh, yeah.
Glad we don't have a camera.
Nice. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we do some more music? Do we have?
Sure thing.
And we'll come back and wrap things up with Saurav, and then we'll do another tune, and then we'll wrap things up with you because we're almost out of time. Believe it?
All right.
Goes fast, don't it?
Sure does.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Saurav, what would you prefer that we play? Now we've done what? Guilty, we've done.
Will You Be My Friend Tonight?
Will You Be My Friend Tonight?
Got it.
What else is left?
I think we can go with Osaka next because I'm pretty sure Joe's doing the last one.
Actually,
live,
yeah, Joe had mentioned that earlier, and I had forgotten about that. Go ahead. Osaka, you were saying that this was heavy duty on the Saurav.
Yeah, this one was one that started with Saurav's bass line and kind of formed from there, but he was also the main lyricist on this one. I only did a little bit of writing on it for the most part, but yeah, this one's all you pretty much.
All right, so Saurav, go ahead, take it from there. Why? What's Osaka about?
As the name suggests, I did write it referencing Osaka, Japan, which is a pretty big city. I was there in 2017 as I was studying abroad, and spring break I took a trip over there from Australia because I got a pretty good deal on the flight. And yeah, like the city just, like the people, the city just, really resonated with me. And the nightlife there was it just felt very welcoming. And, like you could walk into any bar and like, I just really loved the atmosphere. So it's just kind of taking that energy and kind of combining it with a bit of a love song. But yeah, it's just honestly trying to capture the wide dynamic of emotions and atmosphere I captured while traveling around in Osaka.
Well, there you have it.
Nice.
Okay. I would like to say that I could relate, but I've never walked into a bar.
In Osaka, maybe.
In Osaka. All right, guilty.
I've been to every bar in Osaka.
I've been seeing the art, man. See?
You walked into walls. You walked into bars.
That's true. I have walked in more than one wall in my life. Walked into a lot of trouble, too.
I'm sure. Not walked out.
All right, well, here's Jetstream. I've got them both in studio, sort of. I've actually got Joe in studio, and I've got Saurav on the phone. And here is a tune off their EP, the EP, with and it's called Osaka.
Wanted to fake it, but you're making other sounds. Girl, why are you feeling like you're one in the crowd? Can't you see that we're about to get down in the middle of Osaka, babe? Now we're getting warmer, feel the heat in the room. Hey, it's nice to meet you, let's see what's gonna bloom. Nothing's stopping us, we're gonna get down in the middle of Osaka, babe. Gonna feel this in the morning. You won't forget this night. Gonna feel gonna do this right. In the middle of Osaka, in the middle of Osaka, we're gonna get down, yeah, we're gonna get down, yeah. In the middle of Osaka, in the middle of Osaka, we're gonna get down, yeah, we're gonna get down, babe. To my friend who I met in the AM, I'd love to meet you all over again. You make me feel like I ain't in the crowd in the middle of Osaka, babe. Today I wanted to go out, but I just stayed. I don't know how you got me to change. I want to live life just this way in the middle of Osaka, babe. Gonna feel this in the morning. You won't forget this night. Gonna feel this in the morning. We're gonna do this right. In the middle of Osaka, in the middle of Osaka, we're gonna get down, yeah, we're gonna get down, babe. In the middle of Osaka, in the middle of Osaka, we're gonna get down, yeah, we're gonna get down, babe. I don't know what you did to me. You put some wicked spell on me. You brought out everything in me, and I don't know why. In the middle of Osaka, in the middle of Osaka, we're gonna get down, yeah, we're gonna get down, babe. In the middle of Osaka, in the middle of Osaka, we're gonna get down, yeah, we're gonna get down, babe. Gonna get down, we're gonna get
Nice.
Ooh, that's really really
I
nice.
like that.
I like it too.
Now you played all the leads?
No. We had one of our Italian friends help out there with some of those. But
I like that look on his face.
darn. I was hoping that question wouldn't come up.
There was that look, like there was that moment of
Deer in headlights. I was like, ah.
like
Do
I
I
really want to
answer?
say yes, but if they check the album, I'm screwed. Although it's not, there's no physical copy, so you could tell me anything.
This is true. Yeah, I totally did all of it.
Yeah,
No questions asked there. Yeah, Osaka was the one that we had the most kind of outside influence on. Guilty, since that was the one that we started with, it was pretty much just him and I. We had Simone do some of the synth work on that. And then, yeah, Will You Be My Friend Tonight and Electric are just mostly us. And then Osaka's the one that has the most kind of outside influence on it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Now, Saurav, how do you find it easy to work from afar? I know a lot of guys, it's great. You know, 2 o'clock in the morning, you can't sleep. Oh, let me lay down a track or two.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for that kind of stuff, it's fantastic. But do you miss that one-on-one, being in the same room with Joe and the producers and so on and so forth? Or are you okay with working autonomously?
You know, like, I definitely do miss it. There's, like, us being such great friends, of course, there's a lovely dynamic we have when we're in person, but obviously that can translate over the phone and stuff like that too. But it is nice having, you know, the comfort of your home, and then, yeah, just when you're in the right mood, just laying down a quick track or two, like you said, I have all my equipment constantly set up here, so it's anything idea just pops in my head. I just put it on my MIDI keyboard, or I just record it on the guitar, bass, or drums, and yeah. So I definitely do miss it. I think if the opportunity presented itself for us being in a recording studio, definitely take it. I'd fly back in a heartbeat.
Uh-oh.
I have a question for you, Saurav, because I don't know the answer to this. Did you ever do any just in-person studio recording, or did it kind of really just start with you and I? Was there anything that you did in college that was in person there?
Not really, like, kind of, but it wasn't like the full-on authentic, like going into a studio, like working with a producer type of thing. It was just kind of small projects I've done, but yeah, like I would say that working with Joe is kind of my first exposure to full-on, like having that production experience. So yeah, if we ever got time to work in a actual physical studio, then that technically would be my first time in like a physical studio. Yeah.
Oh, because have you?
I have, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I had started with the other band I was in, 2011 to 15 there. We had 2 different times in the studio for 2 different projects that we were working on, 2 different EPs. And then I did some more in college, some more kind of in-studio recording for one choir group and one a cappella group. It was fun. You could tell there who was new to the whole recording experience and who was not, like myself.
Yeah, this is true. It's so fun to look at it now. You don't even have to go to a recording studio. As we said, you can do it from the comforts of your home or missile silo, wherever. And yet, like Art, when you and I were younger musicians, like their age, you had to physically go to a recording studio.
But that was fun.
Well, no, and it was. I laid down some tracks right before Christmas and then right after Christmas for a couple of different artists. They sent me the stuff via email. I just went to the studio. The guy, I got the beats per minute set, and boom.
There just wasn't technology available for
like
that.
that. But even that, it was just myself and the engineer in
Not
the
that
studio.
wasn't. You didn't need a truck to haul it around with.
Well, that's true.
That's true.
It was just myself and the engineer in the studio, but it was refreshing because I was actually playing real drums and interacting with.
But it was a
person.
different time, though.
Well,
too.
yeah.
I mean, the bars were packed when you went out and played. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was 800 to 1,000 people in the bar. You know?
Yeah.
You lift your feet up and get carried across the floor. The good old
If you can
days.
get your feet up off the floor.
Yeah, because they were sticky.
Stuck.
Driving home and not knowing how you got there.
There were a lot of Alabama slammers and kamikaze spilled on those floors back in the 70s and 80s. So, all right, while I got you both here, first I'll ask Saurav, because then we're going to, how we doing on time there, Producer Clara? We got about 15 minutes or so
Me
left.
too.
While I have you on the phone, Saurav, what is it that you would like to see happen with Jetstream, and what do you think the plans going forward should be as far as marketing and dealing with the climate today, which is a difficult one based on restrictions due to the pandemic and so on and so forth?
Yeah, so obviously the pandemic presented a lot of uncertainty towards the future, and it still is. We don't really know what's going to happen tomorrow, but I think because of that, me and Joe and the whole team at Jetstream, we just keep learning to be more and more adaptable, and I think you'll see that in the future projects that are coming up, we've found ways to get around some of these hurdles and put out content that's higher quality than what we put out before. So I'm definitely looking forward to all that's to come, and I am hopeful that the future of Jetstream, because of all the effort that went in the back end and to developing ourselves over the pandemic, that the future of Jetstream is going to be a bright one.
There you go. I'll throw that same question to you
Nice.
there, Joe. What do you
Yeah, as I had mentioned earlier, the best thing about us setting it up during the pandemic is that it's completely COVID-proof and sustainable for us, the model that we're working with, where we now have experience going back and forth with our creative process, and we can do now more of a focus on the online kind of marketing as we've been learning about, and just really making sure that, you know, people are taking notice since it's an exclusively online release. Just making sure that it is just being heard, which it is. It's been doing wonderful. We couldn't be happier with the results, and that we can keep growing with each release as our catalog just gets bigger and bigger.
Well, and as Saurav mentioned earlier, you know, you guys have you have an entire marketing team.
We do.
You have like his sister or somebody, right? That's
girlfriend.
His girlfriend, sister. Close enough.
You're funny. My goodness.
What?
Good
Lord. Jeez.
Yeah.
How does she feel about you living in a missile silo, Saurav?
Well, I mean, she's all the way in Cali right now, so the time zones are definitely not our friend. But you know, we've been in long distance for quite some time, so I think we've just gotten used to it at this point.
See? I ask poignant questions,
Yeah,
and
well,
I get poignant answers.
yeah, she's not around either.
I am a... I've just applied for a job as a hard-hitting journalist.
Have you?
Yeah.
Just
that's
now?
it, just now.
I thought you'd been a hard-hitting journalist.
Might have hit the bottle a little too hard. But...
Oh, really? I didn't know.
All right. Well, we're going to let you go, Saurav, because we're going to get Joe to play another one live, and then we're going to come back and wrap some things up. We're going to do a recap of sorts.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
All right, man. Well, thank you for calling Rock On Radio, and thanks for hanging out with us. And we wish you and Jetstream a lot of luck.
Thank you.
All right. Good talking to you, Saurav. Rock on.
See you, my man.
Yep. Take care. Thank you.
There you go. Saurav. Is that like Brett Favre? Saurav.
That's far-fetched.
Brett Favre. All right. So why don't you? I know you said you wanted to do another one live.
Yep. We
What's
got a
this one?
special announcement directly succeeding it, not preceding it. This is the first song on the EP, and it's the one that we have kind of pushed as the single for the release. It's called Electric. The only way to play it is acoustic.
That's right. It's electric. Joe Molnar of Jetstream here on Rock On Radio. Uh-oh.
And the one of the little special treats is this is the first time we're going to perform it live ever. So I'm trying to set up a little video.
So then I would say that means that it's the first time on radio as well.
Yes. Had to double check that. Osaka's been played before.
Is that kind of like, yes, I played all the leads on this one. All right, go ahead, Joe. Let it rip.
All right.
time I look into your eyes, I feel a surge running through my veins. I wanna leap into your heart, I wanna feel your energy, and baby, I really like this moment, and I don't want it to end, and baby, I can feel your body sparking. You can be my daddy, electric. You took the stage, I felt a shock wave inside my brain. I wanna be your number one, I wanna feel your melody, and baby, I really like this moment, and I don't want it to end, and baby, I can feel your body sparking. You can be my daddy, electric.
Joe Molnar of Jetstream. Very cool, man.
Nice.
Thank you.
Very cool. Excellent. Nice. Fantastic. So what are your what's your social media? How do we find you again?
The hub that we use is on Instagram, and from there you can find our Linktree page in our bio. That'll take you to our Spotify, our Apple Music, YouTube, iTunes, Amazon Music. I think I got everything there. Bandcamp that we just set up. The website's coming up. And you'll want to follow those because the song that we just played there, Electric, our special announcement of the night, we are going to be releasing as a single on March 19th.
Ooh,
nice. Fantastic. That'll be next month.
Indeed.
Coming up in a few weeks. Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
Thank you.
That's a Friday, March 19th.
It is.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We're very excited for that.
Same as last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So that's the only time because
right?
I think isn't it? Because it's a leap year.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not a leap year.
It was
this
a leap year last year,
Last
so I'm wondering.
Correct. Yes. Actually,
I don't
speaking
know,
of
it
which,
shouldn't be. Maybe it was
I should probably just throw this out there now. I will not be here for the release of that, but thanks to technology, I could probably listen to it.
Nice.
I'm sure. I have been asked to go out to California to MC an event.
Wow!
Rock
Look at
hour,
you.
right?
That's it. Actually, she
wish.
she wanted all three of us to come out there, but
I'm available.
she wanted
I'm not.
she wanted
Sorry.
us to record, but she wanted us to broadcast it live, which we need to talk. Oh, great engineer.
We're hoping to get out there to film a music video over the summer. We'll see.
Are ya?
Assuming it's safe, for that other single that's coming out in April.
I will be out. Do you remember our friend Veronica who called from the one who works with the homeless vets? Mm-hmm. She's having a mini fest Friday night and Saturday.
Nice.
She's got a big piece of property out there, and I think she's only selling like 40 tickets.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be lots of social distancing, apparently.
Lots of
but
room.
I have been asked to MC the festival.
Look at you.
So I will be in California.
Look at you. Wow.
Yes.
Are we getting a week off that week? Or?
Yes.
Guess so.
No. Guys will stay here and wait for me to come back.
Hold that thought.
We'll be. Where do you want to meet, Art?
See the respect I get. But I will be doing that.
No.
And I'm not
Sausage
sure.
mustard pie.
I'm not sure what she's doing out there as far as possibly recording it. But if anything comes of that, I will make sure that we know.
Nice.
So
Take our recorder.
what she does out
audio.
there is she raises money. She was a veteran, Air Force, I believe, who found herself homeless when she came out of when her tours of duty were up, and a Marine fighter pilot, retired Marine fighter pilot, found her sleeping on a park bench, and he took her in and helped her get a job, and she made it her life's mission that no veteran will ever go and suffer the same fate. And I think to date, now I've been involved with her with that charity for, this program will be 12 years old in April. Probably 10 of the 12 years this program's been on the air. And I think to date she's built 4 or 5 houses.
Wow.
She's raised enough money to build 4 or 5 houses for veterans. I mean, she's a very small organization.
Right, yeah.
So to get that kind of contribution is really cool. You know. But that's what I'll be doing there.
Wow, look
Actually.
at you.
Yeah. Look at me. Looking at you. Looking at me.
You'll have jet lag.
Yeah,
Jet stream.
Jet stream. Yes. Yes. Actually, I had to do that because the only flights coming home were like 7 at night from Palm Springs, California. Which means I get into Philadelphia at like 6 a.m. I am not going to work.
Okay.
I might come home, sleep a couple hours, and play golf.
I see.
Yes.
You're leaving Palm Springs to come to New Jersey to play golf.
Well, that's how it goes, right?
Yep.
Well, Joe, we got to wrap things up. Thank you so much for making the trip across the Big River,
Of course, it's been a pleasure.
putting up with my dad jokes and miserable and mayhem and insanity.
I'm the same
here.
way. I'm a dad in a 22-year-old's body. That's me. Before we wrap up here, I just want to say a special thanks to my mom and dad and Saurav for coming on, and our media team of Kathleen and Katrina doing such great work. To my girlfriend Grace, I love you very much. If you listen this far, thank you so much. Best of luck tonight.
Well, there you have it. So,
Very nice.
okay. Yeah, next week we have... What's next week? I'm trying to think.
We have
I'm trying to
Sydney
think of the date.
Sherwood. Sydney Sherwood.
Oh, Sydney Sherwood. She's an 18-year-old young lady who has got an incredible voice. And she'll be on next week.
Awesome.
So that's great. So until, again, Joe, thank you. Much luck, much success with the
course.
album and Jetstream. And keep us posted as to what you're doing. Huh?
Will do. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Fantastic. All right. Till next week.